Lisa Yankton, a member of the Spirit Lake Dakota, is a community organizer, educator, writer, and mother. She views the arts and creativity as stepping stones to a healthy life. Her community activities include teaching at MCTC, coordinating the Dakota Nationwide Conference, leading the Brooklyn Historical Society, and serving on the Circle Newspaper Ambassadors Council. During the Dakota Conflict of 1862, her grandmother fled from Minnesota to North Dakota. Please welcome Lisa Yankton.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. My first poem is about a cousin that had died in North Dakota on my reservation while I was back home for a funeral. And we buried my uncle, my father's brother, on Wednesday. And at our family barbecue on Friday, that following Friday, we were with my cousin, and he left us, and within an hour he died on the reservation. So I wrote this poem to him while I was at a workshop, a poetry workshop, and we were asked to write poems about artwork on a wall, and I saw this picture, this painting of a warrior, but he was a skeleton, but he was dressed as a warrior. And this is Rainbow Skeleton Warrior, and at the very end is a haibun poem. Rainbow Skeleton Warrior, our warrior of past deeds, white breastplate my bones. When our guest comes, we open the door. He places us in a somber mood, and free our tears fall. It is death who is our guest. He comes to take our friend and relative home. He brings us back together once again. My cousin joyfully kept quiet and hugged me as he said, "I love you." I had never seen him look so handsome or be so happy. He sang loudly along with the guitar players. When he left us, we were sitting around a fire. Within an hour, he died. Death was our recent visitor, Rainbow Skeleton, our warrior of past deeds, breastplate my bones. Thank you very much, and I have some more, but I have to get my computer. These are some poems that I wrote for a poetry sidewalk contest, and I actually won the contest. And my very last poem is the one that won, but I'll read you all three. Native ladies. Native ladies, smooth and jazzy, bright lightning steps, comforting hearts. You glaze at the universe, mother of nations, by Creator's design, mysterious. That's the first one. They're supposed to be short because they're going to be written in the cement. Message to Unchimakoche. Unchimakoche is Mother Earth. Message to Unchimakoche. Minds and hearts strengthen. Anahopta. Teachings bestow. Treat all with respect. Animals, humankind, and yourself. Give Unchimakoche your voice. Bless and pray for the water. Pray for world peace. Madakie Owansi. Thank you. And this is the third one, the last one is the one that won, and it's going to be on Franklin Avenue between the Indian Center and I believe the train, the light rail.
Great. Cool.
We connect. Ancestral mounds rounded high, paved hard paths that sometimes bend, cloudy deep rivers ever flowing, urban thoughts on native lips, modern dream ancient, pathways of braided wind, gentle, stirring, immense. We connect. Thank you. And my last poem is titled Cat Lady. Cat lady, cat lady, children on the block taunted, dark eyes framed by dark hair, tall woman, colorful Egyptian leather sandals she called Zoris on her feet, pulling a collapsible two-wheeled shopping cart, filled with groceries and cat food. I was a child, not sure if I was going to be embarrassed or ignore their taunts. We were walking her home. The cat lady was one of my Aquarian mother's colorful friends. I was taught to address people with respect, taught to call her Aunt Buddy. My Aquarian mother's collection of colorful to exceedingly normal friends. Buddy and my mother shared favorite stories. The time I was small and cried on the bus. A lady on the bus looked at Buddy. "Lady, would you quiet your child and put her on your lap?" My mother was silent during that incident. My mother later jokingly told Buddy, "You look more like her real mother than me." Then the laughter. When my family threw dinner parties, Buddy was in the bathroom. Putting on makeup, she said. She didn't come out. As a small girl, I was sent to knock on the door. "What are you doing? Come out." "I'm putting on my makeup." An hour later, she appeared. Bewildered looks from guests. One time, Buddy had a so-called normal life. Beautiful and statuesque. A talented artist whose artwork exhibited in Oklahoma. One portrait she showed me became stuck inside my eyelids. Closed my eyes and the portrait would appear. Part French nobility blood. When her engineer husband died, she became afraid of heights. Couldn't go over bridges. Agoraphobia, she explained. Descending downward. Lost her baby to the authorities. Future babies also adopted. Began her collection of cats and stray dogs she fed in the park. As my mom would say, wall-to-wall cats. Buddy could talk for hours in a continuous stream without break, never revealing her age. First person I saw who laughed until tears fell. Her favorite saying was, "Egads," or "Gads." which my mother and I would repeat with gales of laughter. As a teenager, I thought I was bright and tried to keep up with her loquacious conversation. Your grandfather would turn in his grave if he knew you collected cats instead of buffalo. We talked and laughed until the sun rose. Uncommon topics like UFOs in her conversation, things that sounded strange at the time, but she was ahead of her time. I never tried to keep up a conversation again. One time I did ask her, "What is love?" She smiled but never answered. I would make up songs about her, changing lyrics and sing them to her, waiting for her scowl, but she laughed. Once I lined up the neighborhood girls, all different ages and heights. We tied on fluffy tails from bathrobes, big fluffy slippers, taught them how to do the stray cat strut. My mother joined in. Grand performance for Buddy. She laughed until tears fell. Exposure to special people from a young age gave me the ability to distinguish colorful from normal people, accept people as they come. As an adult, I frequently visited Buddy, wheelchair bound, always in good spirits, caretaker of furry friends no longer, cat lady title relinquished, told me she found her adopted daughter, who was my age, grew up in the same neighborhood as Buddy. She went to school with my college friends, worked for the Smithsonian. I visited Buddy's daughter in Washington, D.C., sensed her insecurity from being adopted, my long-lost sister friend. Last week, Aunt Buddy died. It's hard to lose someone who, part of your life gone. Who remembers the laughter, the funny situations? I also told my daughter, and I told my friend, you are a lover of cats and animals. You are a talented artist. You remind me of Aunt Buddy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate the great honor of coming here and reading my poems to you. Have a safe trip home tonight.